A very good evening to all of you, and today we will discuss the poaceae family, and this poaceae family, previously known as the Gramineae family, but it was not according to the ICBN rules, so that's why the name has been changed as poaceae. The poaceae is a monocotyledons, is a monocot family, and it belongs to the Glumiflorae, glomales, and poaceae family. And this poaceae family, which is commonly called the grass family, in this family, this is one of the largest and most important family of the plant kingdom. They contains about 600 genera and 10,000 species has been grouped. And very important one is that they are worldwide in distribution, and they vary. They occur into the very type of condition, and also from Arctic to Antarctica, from sea level to high mountains, and freshwater to the lakes, and rivers to the blackest situation on the coast. And under the extreme desert condition, this family can also be recognized. In Indian flora, the poaceae is representing the 240 genera and 1,180 species, which is occurring throughout the country and from sea level to the 6,000 meter height into the Himalaya. The very important species, and because this family, which we are calling the grass family, is providing the food. And this family, the very good example is that the Triticum Aestivum, and this Triticum Aestivum, which is known as the wheat. The Oryza sativa, which is known as the rice, also belongs to this family. The maize, Gia maize, also belongs to this family. The oat, this Avena sativa, barley, Hordeum vulgare, sugarcane, Saccharum officinarum, bamboos. There's many species of bamboos, and bambusa and dendrocalamus belongs to this family, which is known as the poaceae family. The vegetative character, most of the grasses are annual, biannual, or frequently perennial. Herbs are there. They range in the height from less than 2 centimeter to 6 meter, like the savanna grass of the tropics. So the size is also going to vary. They are having the very small size of 2 centimeter, and it may reach up to the 6 meter, which has been recognized in the tropical area of savanna grass. They are rarely shrubs or tree with a woody stem, and they attain a height of 30 meters or more in Asiatic bamboo. Some bamboos have a life cycle of more than 100 years. Plant it attached by the tuft of a fibrous adventitious root. Perennial grasses persist by means of sympodial rhizome, and which is formed by the lower internode. So this family is a very important family. So this family, which you are finding that into the figure, this is a Dendrocalamus, and another one, I'm just showing the diagram of Triticum Aestivum. So this is a flowering plant, and also you are finding the spike lab. These are the structures which you can recognize with this family. So the rhizome is widely creeping and sand loving grasses. The aerial stem terminated by inflorescence, as known as the culms. The culms are the simple and branching of upper nodes is rare in temperate grass, but is characterized of many tropical grasses. They are erect, geniculate, prostrate, creeping, or usually cylindrical, jointed with long internode, which are usually hollow, or sometime it may have solid, as in Gia, sorghum, as well as and other related genres. Mechanical tissue has also been there. So scleron cambitus ring is also been there below the epidermis, and it provides the rigidity to the culm. The basal leaves are crowded into the tuft, but the leaves are into the culms and alternate with the distichus. So distichus arrangement is also been recognized into this family, which is very common in grasses. Each leaf is composed of two parts: the sheath and blade, lemma. This is called the lamina. The sheath, which forms the basal part of the leaf, encircle the column. The margin of the sheath are sometimes united to form a tube, as in a bromus. The blade into the upper side of the leaf is usually flat, sometimes convolute or involvulate, long and narrow, and generally linear to lanceolate, and often tapering to the fine point. It usually possesses directly into the sheath, but rarely it is in bamboo. It is separated from the sheath by a petiole. At the junction of sheath and blade, on the inner surface, a ligule is developed, which is a delicate membrane, outgrowth varying from much in different genera. It is sometimes reduced to a fringe of hairs and rarely it completed the suppressed edge in some species of echinocloa. Venation is usually a parallel, but occasionally in some bamboos, the veins are provided with transverse veinlet. The xerophytic grasses, the blades are often folded and rolled up to the loss of turgor in special parenchymatous cells, motor cells between the veins. So as we just repeating the certain aspects of poaceae family. This poaceae family, which we are calling that this is a monocotyledons family. The very important genera is Triticum, Oryza, Hordeum, Giame, Sorghum, Avena, Saccharum, Poa, Cynodon. They all belongs to this family, which is a very this family is surrounding the human being, and they are also providing the source of food. And nearly 10,000 species has been recognized with this family, and they are worldwide in distribution. Technically, they are annual, biannual, perennial is there. Rarely shrubs and tree is been recognized into this family. But very interesting one is that there is a usually hollow at internode. Stem is usually hollow at the internode. The seed, ligules, and blade. It is consisting of three parts. Three clear parts is there, as you can just recognize into the diagram also. That this is consisting of seed, ligule, as well as the blade. The seed encircle the column. The ligule at the junction of the seed as well as the blade. The membranous reduced fringe or into the hair-like forms, or it may be absent. Or blade is also been, blade is very narrow. So its a sharpness is also been recognized with the grasses. You can feel it. You can identify it easily one. So the inflorescence is a very important one. This is an inconspicuous flower is there. This is called the spike or spikelet. The inflorescence is terminate, the culm and the branches. The basic unit of the inflorescence are spikelet. The spikelet are sessile or pedicellate and several to many or combined in various form into the spike. The triticum, like the triticum, or in raceme, in paspalum, or panicle in avena. The spike may be of or raceme, or solitary, digitary, or scattered along the main axis like the rachis. So in this case, the spike of spikelet is there. It is more complicated, so it may be called the spike of spikelet. So technically, this is a spikelet, but in other cases, it may be the raceme, it may be the solitary, also been recognized like the rachis flower is also been recognized. The perianth is represented by 2 to 3 minutes hyaline or fleshy scales. Lodicules is also been there, and the lodicules are subsessile between the two bracts, lemma as well as the palea. The whole structure, which is known as the floret, and technically this is called the false flower. The floret may be the one to many, distichous, sessile, rachila like you can say. So stamen is 1 to 6, usually 3. Style is 2, 1 to 3. Stigma is feathery. The fruit is caryopsis. This is another important one, because in this case the pericarp is fused. The stem is the cylindrical one. It is a terate one. The leaves are consisting divided into a seed as well as the blade, and they are forming the base, and it is forming the lamina, and at the base there is a ligule is also been there. So very interesting one is in this case. Before we are repeating the certain aspects which are the characteristics of poaceae family. So poaceae family, it is again, if I'm just talking about that, it occur into the all type of habitat. The cereals belongs to this family. The cereals are the very important one, which forms the food particles for the human being. The cereals, they also belongs to this family. Rye also belongs to the family. The sugar, we are also getting this from this family, Saccharum officinarum. The paper, we are also getting it from Bambusa. So the fodder, we are also getting it from the Cynodon dactylodon, as well as the panicum, as well as the agrotis. The fibers, we are also getting them, the Saccharum munja, and also we are getting some lemongrass like Cymbopogon citratus, Cymbopogon nardus citronella oil, Cymbopogon, this is a palm, palmarosa oil, has also been belongs to this family. But very interesting, as we just talk about that the fruit type. Fruit type is the caryopsis. So caryopsis means the single seeded fruit, in which the fruit coat or pericarp surround the seed and adhere tightly to the seed. So this is a very interesting feature of the poaceae family. Again, I'm repeating the point. The single seeded fruit, in which the fruit coat or pericarp surrounded the seed and adhere tightly to the seed. Cereals, Oryza, Triticum hordeum, Avena, oat, which we are calling the oat, Gia, Sickle, they also belong to this family. So this family is a very interesting one, because they are reduced flower is there, and so that's why they are adapted to the wind pollination. So most successful feature of the flowering plant. This is similar to the Cyperaceae family. This family is a highly evolved family among the monocotyledons, and it evolves from the liliaceous stock. The plants are annual. Again, I'm repeating the certain points of poaceae. The plants are annual, perennial herbs, hollow stem, cylindrical nodes, as well as the internodes are there. The enclosed swollen nodes is there. The leaves are simple, solitary, ligulate, sessile. Leaf base is seating. The spike or spikelet is an inflorescence, which is a very characteristic one. The flower is bisexual, small and inconspicuous. The perianth by the 2 lodicules. The stamens are 3 carpels, monocarpellary. Fruit is called the caryopsis. So the very interesting point is, if you are just getting into the diagram, then you are finding that the inflorescence, this inflorescence is having the very interesting feature. I'm just showing you the diagrams in which you can find that the feathery stigma is there, lodicules is there, the palea is there, lemma and glomes is also been there. The palea is technically a scale-like bract within the gloom. The lodicules are rudimentary petals. You can also observe into the diagram. The perianth are the lodicules. The angler and parental suggested that the palea as a bract or bracteole. Lodicules are second hole of the bracteole. Scutellum is a sealed shaped cotyledons apart from the embryo. The coleoptile, the sheath covers the plumule as well as the radicle. So this is a typical structure or typical parts of the flowers, which are forming the spike of spikelet into the case of the this poaceae family. And in which the diagram you can find it that this is how this is growing well into this condition, you can say. The lemma and palea bears a flower in their axil. The flowers are small, inconspicuous, bisexual as well as the unisexual. It may be zygomorphic or it may be the hypogynous. The perianth is highly modified and much reduced, and it is represented usually by 2 minutes or fleshy or by hyaline structures known as lodicules. The 2 lodicules are present anteriorly, and sometime in Bambusa, the 3rd posterior lodicules is also present. The endoecium consists of usually 3 stamens in a whole, the odd stamen being an interior one in Bambusa and Oryza. There are 2 alternate trimerous whole of stamen, sometime as in Unola. The gynoecium is monocarpellary with a superior unilocular and having the anatropous ovule. So the placentation is a basal placentation is there. There is usually the 2 styles has been there, and this is a floral structure. This Triticum Aestivum spikelet, you can find it at the first gloom, second gloom, lodicules, lemma, palea, as well as the rachira is been recognized. The fruit is usually one-seeded caryopsis. This is a very interesting one. One-seeded caryopsis in which the thin ovary wall closely adhere to the seed. Sometimes the fruit is nut or berry, as in some Bambusa as well as in Eleusine. The endosperm is starchy and embryo is straight. The pollination is they are self or wind pollinated. They are inconspicuous flower. The long flexible filament, abundant powdery pollen is there, and large feather stigma are characteristic of wind pollination. This is a floral diagram of poaceae family. This bracteate, zygomorphic, hermaphrodite P2, perianth A3, G1, superior ovary is there. So, but as I just talk about that, this is a floral diagram of dendrocalamus on the basis of the floral diagram, and this on the floral formula, Triticum Aestivum floral formula is there. This family is very economically important one because it provides the cereals, which is the base of the food. The Triticum Aestivum, Oryza sativa, rice paddy, the maize, Gia maize, Hordeum vulgare, Avena sativa, Sickle cereal, and this is rye, triticales also belongs to this family, Sorghum vulgare, Jowar, Penicitum typhoides, which is a pearl millet, also belongs to the family. Bajra, Sitaria italica, they are yellow foxtail millet. Panicum mylaceum, common millets. The Eleusine coracona, finger millet, ragi, fodders also been there. The Cynodon, Dactylodon, Paspalum also belongs to this family. This is another one is also been economically important one, which is called the Lolium. Lolium, many species of Lolium phalaris has also been there. Also the Sancrus, Stipa, Chrysopogon. These are the Heteropogon also belongs to this family. So these are providing the fodder, and they are also been used in making the sugar. For example, the Saccharum officinarum, which is called the ganna, sugarcane, also belongs to this family. So bamboo is helping them into the industry. So they are tall, the arundinaria, which is called the ningal, bambusa, cephalostachium, dendrocalamus, gigantocloa. So these Aucklandra, they are also belongs to this family. So this family also providing the bamboos in the industry or for the houses, you can say, for house making. The fibers is also been there. Saccharum munj, Saccharum spontaneum, Kans is also belongs to this family. This family also providing the oil. So this family is very economically important to all of us. So this family is having the Symbopogon citratus lemon oil, Symbopogon nardus citronella oil, Symbopogon martini palmarosa oil, and also the Vetiver G. Janoides. This is a cactus oil, which occurs from roots as well as the rhizome. So Bentham and Hooker divided this into the two, Panicaceae as well as the Poaceae. The former include the 6 and later 7 tribes. They placed the family along with the Cyperaceae into the series Glumaceae, and Angler system into the 2 families with the Glumiforae as well as the Concras placed them into the Cyperales. Hutchinson and Takhtajan placed the family in the order which they named as Gramineals and Poales respectively. The Poaceae is one of the most successful family of the flowering plant, which having the reduced flower adapted to wind pollination, and they are considered to the most advanced group of the angiosperm and evolved from primitive liliaceous ancestral stock. So as we just talk about that there are a number of species is been there. And this family, which we are calling the Poaceae family, the Poaceae family is recognized with the herb, shrub as well as tree. Rarely the shrubs as well as the tree. Generally with the terete jointed stem, leaves with alternate, usually narrow sheath is there, and it sits in front up to the base. The distincts into the blades, often with a ligule. Flower is 1 to 2 sexual, subtended by several distichous imbricate glooms. Perianth of 2 to 3 minute hypogynous caecase lodicules or none. Stamen in most cases in holes of 3 hypogynous. Another versatile style is there, 2 to 3. Stigmatose throughout. Fruit terate and caryopsis is the most cases. And they, as we just talk about that, they occur into the various type of habitat where the species can occur. They are having the worldwide distribution. And this spike of spikelet is there. Caryopsis has also been there, and also the palea, the lodicules, lemma, glooms. They are surrounding the. They are actually making the axil in which the flower is there. So flower is inconspicuous in this case. So if I'm just talking about concluding in this family, so this family which we are getting from which we are getting the gehu, or which we can say the wheat, we are getting it from this. The Orija, also this dhan also belongs to this family. Even the Makka also belongs to this family. So this family is really very economically important to the human being. Thank you very much.